Did I find the best American single malt of the year already? Let's find out. All right, that was a little tongue in cheek. I'm not going to lie. But what I have here is a sample from Deer Hammer Distilling. And these guys are doing some amazing stuff. I just released a podcast with them. It's whatever. Um, but Lenny over there, he sent me this sample, and I want to thank him very much for that. But he sent me over this sample of American Single Malt. It's a 5-year-old American Single Malt in Colorado, obviously. And it was finished in blackberry mead barrels from Redstone Meadery. That's where we're getting into some cool stuff. So I'm going to crack this open and we will have a little drink and we will talk about it. So let's go. All right. If you guys don't know anything about Deer Hammer, they're doing some really cool stuff. Colorado whiskey is a big thing. There's a lot of really heavy hitters coming out of Colorado, and Deer Hammer is one of them. I poured the smallest amount of this because I want to be able to enjoy this. So let's get into it. Obviously, American Single Malt being a new category, we all knew as whiskey lovers, we all knew about American Single Malt anyway, but being a new category, so this is 100% barley, right? 100% barley mash bill, aged 5 years, and the proof is 106. So it's a really nice, and I can't wait for the. And this came straight out of the barrel. So I can't thank Lenny enough for giving me that. I don't know exactly what type of malt, because with single malts you can use different types of malt, right? So you could use a 2-row or a chocolate malt or whatever, but hopefully we'll be able to find some stuff out on it. I will score this, but oh man, already it's got a really, really fruity, nice nose, as it should, right? Now, this is the first drink of the day, as it should be. When you're doing tastings, you need to do them. I hate to say this, you need to do them earlier in the day because that's when your palate is more acclimated. Tasting whiskey later at night, your body's trying to compress and turn off for the night. And I like to sip whiskey at night. Don't get me wrong, a little nightcap never hurt nobody. But when your palate is really at its best during the day. Some people say even in the morning, which I don't approve of morning whiskeys or anything like that, unless you're barbecuing or fishing or something like that. So I inhaled too much. It made me cough. Man, that is so nice. It has an inherent sweetness to it, almost like malted grain. Like if you've ever smelled malted grain, if you've ever been to a distillery or did any home brewing or anything like that, that malted grain smell. Or if you've ever had, say, a honey nut Cheerio or something like that, it smells very similar to that. But I don't know if I would get blackberry on the nose. It is fruity, but I don't know if it's blackberry. It is blackberry, right? Yes, it's blackberry. I had to double check. Yeah, I don't know if I would get blackberry on the nose, but there is a fruit note to it as well. Let's go in on the taste. Oh man, that is so oily and viscous. It clings to your mouth. I get it. I get that. It's not, okay, maybe it is blackberry, but it's not like what you would think eating blackberries. Do you know, like when you eat blackberries or you eat too many of them, it kind of has that acidic washout. It's that, but sweetened a little bit. You know, that acidic washout on your mouth where like, and there's even a little coffee in there. So it's like a flavored coffee almost. And then going back on the nose, wow, man, it has some deep, dark, rich, dark fruit notes. Dark fruit, like plum, prune even, but not like, red, dark, tart cherries, stuff like that. Jammy, super jammy, if you will. Now, I would love to try the mead side by side with this and see what I could get off of it, right? I do enjoy mead. I think it is a great thing. I forgot to get my stinking papers. I got them. I'm sorry. I'm slipping today. No, what was I saying? The jammy note on this is really nice. And then it has this like chocolatey biscuit, like a chocolate cookie almost part to it. I would love to try side by side with the mead. Like I was saying, I do enjoy mead. Sometimes, depending upon the mead, it kind of takes the honey out of it, right? Because mead is a honey-based wine. And I know people are going to hate me in the comments for it. Actually, mead is this. I don't care. It is honey, water, and yeast, right? That is the basic component of mead. And then when you make it blackberry, you add blackberries to that situation. Either blackberry puree, whole blackberries, blackberry juice. It doesn't matter what you do to it. Obviously, if you're going to make a drink out of it, the puree is going to be real clunky and junky and stuff like that. So filtering is a thing, because you want it to be crystal clear as a mead to drink, because nobody likes to have floaty stuff and chunky stuff in their wine or mead. I will tell you that I can get, on the long finish on this, I can get like a tart blackberry. Not super sweet, but it's like a tart blackberry. I don't eat blackberries a lot because they're just so much work and they have seeds in them and, you know, all the things. So I don't, but I do love the flavor. I had a blackberry beer, which I know that sounds weird, but I had a blackberry beer. It was absolutely phenomenal. So go out and find some blackberry stuff if you're into that profile, obviously. All right, let's score it. I score my stuff. Very simple. This was a gift to me, so we are not going to say will I buy again, but would I buy it, right? So it's on nose, taste, palate, and would I buy it? I can tell you right now, I'm going to buy it when it comes out. So let's get it on the nose again. I'm not going to keep you guys all night, so man, it's so nice. That's if you're into that malty profile. Some of you guys out there don't like single malts. I get it. I understand. But dip your toe into it. Find a single malt that's been matured in new oak barrels where you get that vanilla and the caramel and stuff like that on it. It's still going to have that malt funk that you guys think. I get it. But start dipping your toe into it a little bit. Do some high barley bourbons. Try to find some of those out there and see if you can get into that profile. It's not an acquired taste. It's just one of those tastes that, you know, you have to familiarize yourself with. Like drinking rye whiskey, right? The first time you drink rye whiskey, it's super spicy and it's super this, and then you develop a taste for it. So not everybody jumps in head first into scotches and single malts and all that stuff. I get it. Some people do. Some people like to go on the briny, peaty end, and I get that. So let's get it on their nose. I'm talking too much. Sorry. Oh, man. Oh, now it's like a maple syrup almost. Like a blackberry maple syrup. Dude. It's a little... Okay, when I say perfumey, I don't mean it like in a girl's perfume that's sprayed way too much. But it has this floral component to it as well. That reminds me of flowers, right? Like a flower shop, or if you've ever had rose hyssop or rose hips in a tea or something like that. It's kind of that smell of just innate flowers, right? Man, that is so nice. What else is in there? Man. Almost like apple strudel, you know, with like the cinnamon. It has a little bit of that. I'm going to give this a 9. Dude, it is so nice. See, I got my dude turned up. Good thing my wife's a hairdresser, right? She's able to do that for me. All right, let's get it on the taste. Copyright music coming. Okay, it's blackberry chocolate. Those two things are like right there, blackberry and chocolate. Which, okay, if you hadn't told me this was blackberry, I would say some sort of mixed berry, right? Like a blackberry, blueberry, raspberry mix, right? It's not inherently blackberry, but now that I know that it's blackberry, I'm saying that. It's not one particular thing, but it is chocolate, but like cocoa. Almost. So like blackberry cocoa mix. I don't know. It's very interesting, very cool. And I'm going to give that a 9 as well. It is so fun to sit down with and critique. And I'm going to sit down with this for a while and sip on it because it's really, really nice. All right, let's go on finish, but I'm gonna have another little sip, so longer pause. Okay, so I don't know if they make these, but like a mixed berry Twizzler, you know, where it's kind of like that sweet, a little bit waxy, but like berry flavored, right? I don't know if they make those, but just walk with me down here a little bit. And then it finishes with a super nice, like if you were to take berries and cream and mix those together and then put some like caramel drizzle on top. Yeah, it gets super sweet at the back end, which I love. And that could be coming from the mead barrels and the actual inherent sweetness in the grain. You know what I mean? Obviously the whiskey's not sweetened, but it has an inherent sweetness in it. So I am going to give that a 9. I'm going to give it a 9. I'm sorry. I am. It is so nice. The finish just lingers and lingers and lingers. Okay, would I buy again? Absolutely. I'm not even going to pause. I'm not going to say, oh, it was a gift. And yes, it was a gift. And I thank Lenny so much for sending this over. And I'm going to enjoy this. This is a pretty good sized sample. I'm going to be able to have a couple of drinks out of this. It's going to be great. I'm going to ship it off to one of my Patreon as well to let them have a little sip of this as well. If you want to get on the Patreon and get possibly be able to get samples, maybe not of this one, but of other things that I reviews and stuff like that, go to patreon.com/thewhiskeyshaman. I don't know why that is so hard for me to say, but it is. But would I buy again? Absolutely. I will buy this. Now this is a special release, obviously. So their distribution's good, but you might not be. This might be a distillery only or something like that. Hopefully, me being the guy that I am, I have a leg in with Lenny, and I can maybe order a bottle from him or something like that. So would I buy again? Absolutely. I'm going to get, but the rarity of it knocks it down. So I'm going to give that an 8.5. I would have gave it a 9, and we would have had 9s across the board, but just the rarity of it and the availability of it drops it down a little bit. So go out. If you guys don't know anything about Deer Hammer, they do American Single Malts, they do bourbons, they do rye, they do everything underneath the sun. They do a hickory smoked whiskey as well. Coming soon. Anyway, I might do a couple reviews on Deer Hammer because they're really doing cool stuff. But the total will be up here above my stinking head. So, or to the side probably because my head's kind of big. Anyway, yeah, no, it's amazing. Go out and find some Deer Hammer. I know they are, you know, if you're in Colorado skiing or whatever, they're pretty local there. Outside distribution, they're working on it. So go to their website, see if they have links to Sealbox or anything like that, Bourbon Outfitters or something like that. Just check them out, see what they're doing. And yeah, if you like this type of stuff, make sure you give me a follow, like, subscribe, do all the algorithmy things to help this show grow. And I like to review whiskeys like this that I hate to say you wouldn't be able to get, but you might not even know of, right? I like to do these types of things. And if you really find value in this, you want to support monetarily, go to patreon.com/thewhiskeyshaman, and we can hook you up there. You know, I do all kinds of things for my patrons, and I appreciate all of them. I do have a podcast as well if you guys want to follow that. If you like podcasts, I did a podcast with Deer Hammer, so you can see all the ins and outs of Deer Hammer and what they're all about. I go hard in the paint on a lot of these guys and ask them some really hard-hitting questions like, are you sourcing? Are you not sourcing? All of the things. I try to be your field guide out there, vetting all of these distilleries, even NDPs, all those things. I try to vet them for you. So that's kind of my thing. I like to make sure that these guys are 100% transparent in their doing. And Deer Hammer, I can guarantee you they are 100% transparent in what they're doing. Everything they're doing is grain to glass. So it's amazing. So I can't thank y'all enough. Y'all be good. Make sure you drink water because water is the water of life, brah. But until next time, keep your spirits up. Peace out.